Hello and welcome to our first match of the MTG Arena Community Content Creators Cup match. This will be the first match for both our participants here, ExoticMTG and Galea. They're both playing a meta deck that's been altered slightly with a couple restrictions for building their decks. ExoticMTG is running a Jeskai control deck, and we have Galea playing a Jund mid-range deck. So, off to start here. Lang's divesting to see what he's up against. Interesting choice to get rid of Niv Mizzet. Especially with all the counter spells and in hand. But yeah, another one of the requirements for these decks that they're building is no uncommon lands and no rare lands. So it makes it a little bit more difficult not having the dual land and rare cycle and uncommon cycle. So the mana base is a little bit more difficult to work around. We see him drawing here into a second Teferi. Missed a land drop. Galea playing a Shaper's Sanctuary that gives his creatures, whenever they become the target of a spell or ability, he gets to draw a card. Another Deafening Clarion here for hand of ExoticMTG. Casting a Spell Pierce against that Duress. And it looks like Lang is going to pay the 2. To counter the Spell Pierce. So we made him discard one of his Teferis. It's probably a good choice. Oh, and a good top deck there with the Search for Azcanta. That'll help him with his draws a little bit. And we have Lang playing a Yargle. Exotic choosing to keep the Opt on top to help again with his top decking. Smooth out his draws a little bit. Not sure if it's worth it to play the Opt yet or not. And he decides to pass. A little slow off the start here. And he doesn't have a response to it because he doesn't have the mana up. Let's see what Lang picks. Pick the other Teferi. That's probably a good choice though. Yargle, he's trying to swing in for 9. Casting the Seal away with Flash. Locking down the Yargle. Lang's still getting a draw off of his Shaper's Sanctuary enchantment. Oh, and throws out an Assassin's Trophy in response. Well, that helps out Exotic get some land out there that he needs. He's going to leave the mountain on top. And he will opt here. Yep, scry 1, draw a card. Burying the Sinister Sabotage. He's going to use the Deafening Clarion to get rid of the Yargle. Good move. And passing turn to Lang. Oh, his search for Azcanta has shown a treasure map on top. That's good. And he decides to flip the search for Azcanta. He's going to play the treasure map. Yes. Plays the treasure map. That'll allow him to scry. He's only playing 2 treasure maps, but 1 is all you need. Oh, and Lang making a big move, throwing down a Carnage Tyrant. Can't be countered. He's running 3 of those in his deck. Took a minute with this mana base to get it out, but and Mr. Marcus is going to use this time to use the scry ability and draws into an island. And then he's going to use the second ability of the Azcanta Sunken Ruin to look at the top cards and choose a card and put it into his hand. And he pulls a Settle the Wreckage. Which doesn't target Carnage Tyrant. It actually targets the player, so things are looking good for ExoticMTG here. He decides to leave the Seal Away on top. That's probably a good choice. And Lang's going to swing in for 7. Our first damage of the match. Doesn't really have a play at the moment, but I would assume he was probably going to use the Azcanta Sunken Ruin, look at the top 4, or the scry ability of the treasure map here to do something anyway on his turn. Oh, he's going to play the Deafening Clarion to get rid of the Yargle. And he will scry with the treasure map. Finds an Evolving Wilds on top. And that is the final time he gets to use the treasure map before it transforms. But he gets 3 colorless artifact tokens that he gets to add 1 mana of any color for sacrificing. And passes turn to Lang. He notices that he's got a lot of mana up there. Trying to make a decision on what the play is here. Another Yargle. He is playing only 2 of those. So got some big boots on the ground there. And he's going to settle the wreckage to get rid of that Carnage Tyrant. Saving them that 7 damage. And that'll help Lang get out some mana. He decides on a mountain. Evolving Wilds. He's going to choose to sack it and search for plains. And pass his turn. Ooh, Assassin's Trophy to search for Azcanta. Exotic's going to get one more ability out of that. Oh, and there's a Azcanta in his hand there now. That's lucky. He also gets to choose a basic land card to put out there. This match is definitely taking its time. And he's going to seal away the Yargle. Lang will get a draw off of the Shaper Sanctuary's ability. And it looks like he will pass turn. Exotic top decks and Ionize. And plays his second search for Azcanta. He's only playing two of them. And he drew into a second one there. Decides to bend the gate and draws a Teferi. This will be the 3rd out of the 4 Teferis that he's running. And he's going to +1 Teferi to draw a card. And draws another Sinister Sabotage. So he's got plenty of counter spells. Now he just needs a chance to get some damage in. And he's going to use his Azcanta, the Sunken Ruins ability. And bring up another Sinister Sabotage into his hand. And Lang's throwing Wizard's Lightning at Teferi. Try to keep him from getting too big. And he's going to tap 2 blue lands. Keep it open for the Sinister Sabotage. +1 Teferi again, draw another card, and draws a mountain. And he's going to dig some more. And opts for the opt. Plays 1 blue to opt again. Drags the opt to the bottom of the deck. Draws another Evolving Wilds. He's running a total of 4 of those. And decides to untap 2 blue lands to keep his Sinister Sabotage counter spell up. Good move. And Lang doesn't have a play. He's passing turn. Wow. Plays the Evolving Wilds. Sacks it. Searches his library. Pulls an island. +1s to Teferi. Draws a card. Draws another Teferi. He's going to dig a little bit deeper with the Azcanta the Sunken Ruin. Gets another Opt. Use the Opt to scry, and then draw a Leonin War Leader. Sacrifices his treasure token. Untaps 2 blue at the end of his step. Lang has to pass. Just going to sacrifice the Evolving Wilds. Put another land card out. Plays another blue. And +1 to Teferi. Draw a card. Another Opt. He's just digging away at his deck here. He's going to swing for 4. Plays Root Snare. Lang tries to counter the damage, but Sinister Sabotage shuts that down. He throws the Chromatic Lantern in his graveyard off of the Surveil. Another Root Snare. He's trying to stop that damage. And he's just not letting it happen. He's Zionize. And another Root Snare. But he can't counter it. He doesn't have enough blue mana up. So unfortunately, that Root Snare and there's a Carnage Tyrant down. Now we're getting to the action. And passes turn. Draws another Seal Away. This deck has plenty of answers with Spell Pierce and Sinister Sabotage, Negate, Deafening Clarion, Settle the Wreckage. And he +1s to Teferi. Draw a card. Draws a Plains. And he's going to swing out. He's going to block with the Carnage Tyrant, get rid of the Leonin War Leader. Trying to decide if he should block. Decides not to block and lets the damage through. Lang sitting at 10 life. Exotic at 17. Teferi decides not to. Doesn't have to untap any lands because he didn't play any spells that turn. And Lang's going to swing in for 7 at Teferi. And he's going to let it through. He's going to try to Ritual Suit to get rid of all the 1/1 lifelink creatures. Decides to Sinister Sabotage. He's going to bin the island. Assassin's a trophy, trying to get rid of the Seal Away. Sinister Sabotage to that as well. Leaves the mountain on top on the Surveil. And as long as it, yep, this is game. And there you have it, match 1 to ExoticMTG. A good matchup. Looks like a fair starting hand, but and he does decide to keep it. That's good. Lang will be on the play. I'm sorry, Marcus will be on the play. He's going to get that blue down so he can have his spell pierce up. See if this match is a little shorter than our last one. Plays the Chromatic Lantern. Lang hits his land drop, passes turn. And Exotic will pass turn to Lang. Plays a Forest on Lang. Lang passes turn. Decides not to sacrifice the Evolving Wilds to get the land drop. Lang plays a Swamp, passes turn. A little slow on the start on this round as well. And Lang has a lot of low CMC cards like Divest and Duress. I'm surprised he hasn't drew any of those to play. And pass and turn again. Neither of them are having to play. And down comes the Carnage Tyrant. And pass his turn, back to Exotic. Decides to play the Leon and War Leader and pass turn. And he's going to Banefire for 5. He can't counter it, but Exotic does try countering it. That's a rough misplay. And that's going to give him the chance to swing in for 7. Draws another Evolving Wilds, plays it. And passes turn. Lang plays an Evolving Wild, sacrifices it. Searching his library now for a basic land card, plays a Mountain. And swings in again for 7. Brings Exotic down to 6. Decides to play a Deathwing Clarion. Deals 3 damage to each creature. And plays the second one. Does the same. Get rid of that Carnage Tyrant. At least give him another turn if Lang doesn't have his other Banefire. He's running 2 of those. He has a Wizard's Lightning. That'll be 3 damage to the face. He's paying 3 of those as well. Looks like, yep, Assassin's Trophy to the Chromatic Lantern. And he's going to let that happen. Choose a basic land, chooses a mountain. Decides to sacrifice his Evolving Wilds now. Sacks the other one. Puts out another mountain. So that way you can get the Niv Mizzet Perun out. And there's the Lightning Strike to finish it out. Now we are 1-1, Lang and ExoticMTG. ExoticMTG would like to thank you for spending your free time here, because he knows it isn't free. Appreciates his friendo stopping by here to watch as he partakes in the MTG Arena Community Content Creators Cup. Getting started here into the 3rd match. It is 1-1. Lang's got an early play with a Duress. And he's going to play an Opt, draw a Sinister Sabotage. Duress, he's going to target to Fairy, get rid of that. Still has 1 in hand. Plays the Plains, passes turn. Lang's going to play a Forest. And a Divest, here we go. This is what I was talking about. He had these low CMC so he can look at his other opponent's hand. Now he knows he's got 2 Sinister Sabotages in hand. A Teferi, Deafening Clarion, Divesting again. Exotic deciding if he should sabotage that. Doesn't have anything to make him discard, because he doesn't have an artifact or creature card in hand, so plays the Mountain. Draws a Spell Pierce, plays a Mountain. Lang's missing a couple land drops here. I think that's hurting him. Teferi comes down to the board. He's going to +1, draw a card. Have the ability to untap 2 lands at the end of the turn. Oh, he's going to Assassin's Trophy. Give Exotic the chance to put a land card out there, though. Drop an island. Still gets the draw and the untap. Draws the Leonin War Leader. See if Lang can get a land drop here. He doesn't. He has to pass turn again. Oh no. Land comes down, passes turn. Back into Lang's territory. No land drop again. He has to pass turn. Doesn't have to play. Doesn't have the plains or the mountains to play either of those cards. Still doesn't. Lang, if he doesn't get a drop here and isn't able to play anything, is going to have to discard. Yep, he discards Ritual of Soot, it looks like. Exotic draws Search for Azcanta, plays that. And there we go, we have a play, Assassin's Trophy to get rid of the Search for Azcanta. And Marcus is going to counter that with a Spell Pierce. Way he can save his chance to smooth out his draws, but another Assassin's Trophy. He's going to choose a mountain. And down comes Niv Mizzet. And we see another Assassin's Trophy. Gets the draw because an instant or sorcery was played. And we'll have the chance to choose another land to put on their battlefield tapped. And looks like he accidentally tapped a plains. Yep, he's playing the Niv Mizzet. That comes down. See if he has another. Oh, he gets a land drop, plays the Evolving Wild, sacrifices it. Searching his library, plays a mountain. Does he have a play? Nope, he has to pass turn. Deals 1 damage to the face off of the draw. Plays the mountain. And down comes Chromatic Lantern. Swings in for 5 in the air. Plays the Leonin War Leader. Still has the mana up to Sinister Sabotage or even Deafening Clarion if he has to. does Sinister Sabotage, get rid of the Argle. Surveils. Sends the Ionize to the graveyard. He already has one of those in hand. Draws a card. Deals 1 damage to Lang, bringing him to 11. And this will be game. You'll get the 2 1/1 lifelinkers swinging in as well. That'll be game. ExoticMTG would like to thank his friendos for stopping by because he knows your free time isn't free. Thank you.